What's up, guys? It is Mike the Cop, and the video you are watching in front of you right now is video that has recently been released by the Illinois State Police showing an officer-involved shooting at the Jefferson County Courthouse after an inmate disarmed and attacked a correctional officer that was transporting him there to the courthouse. They released the video, I think, back on like October 29th, but I just saw it today, and it shows a 55-year-old Frederick Goss. He is the one being transported in the vehicle. As he's getting out, the corrections officer unhandcuffs him to put him in the wheelchair, apparently for whatever reason. We can talk about that in a little bit because there's a lot to learn from this video. But he does this inside the sally port. He's armed at the time. The gun is not put away. And the sally port is the prisoner intake. But when he does this, Goss grabs this guy's sidearm and starts to attempt to attack him. This guy is so lucky that Goss was unable to actually handle a firearm under stress or in the positions they were in. Otherwise, he would not still be here relatively unharmed. So he unhandcuffs him, and then a deputy there at the courthouse was witnessing the attack on surveillance video, came to his aid, and then ultimately was the one that fired the shots at Goss, striking him and ending the altercation. That correctional officer did have minor injuries, and Goss also survived the shooting. All right, guys, here's my 3 quick takeaways from this as far as like training points or things to think about. And I'm sure that there's more, and have fun discussing those in the comments wherever you see this video. But here are mine. First, make sure that even if your department's policy or procedure does not require you to secure your weapons inside a sally port or that prisoner intake garage, that confined space area, even if they don't require it, you should adopt it as your own personal policy and procedure, because it is in your best interest to do so. If you can secure those weapons inside the sally port properly before you ever go hands-on with that prisoner, whether you're just moving him like you were from one spot to a wheelchair, or whether you're trying to get him all the way into the courthouse, wherever he's going, inside the jail, doesn't matter. Secure the weapon, because if an altercation happens, now those weapons are not in play. You are taking out the lethal force probabilities by removing weapons that are lethal or less than lethal out of the equation. So it's really a huge common sense item, and I'm glad that this corrections officer is okay, but he is lucky to be okay. Second thing is, you cannot neglect your fitness. You cannot be a sloth and expect that you're going to be able to handle yourself in a life or death altercation. You simply owe it to yourself, to your family, to your community. You owe it to take care of yourself to a level that allows you to be 100% ready to do the job. That does not mean that everyone has to be a GQ model that wears a uniform. It doesn't mean that you have to be God's gift to defensive tactics and that you have to be the best on the range. It doesn't mean that, but it does mean that you need to be training yourself in such a way as to be as ready as possible for a situation like that. Not expect that it's never going to happen to you. So always assume it can happen and will happen to you. Train like your life depends on it, because one day it very well may. Lastly, and kind of as a follow-up to that second point, you better learn what you're doing on the ground. I know I'm one of now thousands of cops telling you you need to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I know everyone's gonna sound off in the comments about how there's no points in the street, there's no points in being a cop. If you say that, you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to proper training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, ground game, grappling, understanding it, being ready to do it, because that's where the fight goes. Anyway, those are my 3 quick thoughts. I don't have a lot of time. I'm trying to get this video out here for you guys. Hopefully you appreciate it. If you do, subscribe, like, comment, share, all the good stuff. All right. Oh, also, this video is brought to you by RelentlessDefender.com/MTC. Use code Mike the Cop for free shipping.